Students, today we will learn two group disconnections. In that one, three difunctionalized compounds and also alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds. A direct disconnection of this group of compounds is possible at two oxidation levels, that is dicarbonyl 1 and beta hydroxycarbonyl, that is 3. Enones 4 come into this topic since they are usually made by dehydration of the compound 3. So here, if you look at the this diketone here, if you start numbering, it is going to be one carbon is going to have one numbering 1 and 2 on the subsequent carbon and 3 on the other dicarbon. Hence it is called as 1,3 disconnection. And here, since it is compounds of carbonyl, that's the reason why you're making you should write as DIO instead of DIX. So it is 1 comma 3 DIO. After this disconnection, we are going to get the two synthons. That is, one would be a cation and the other would be an anion. So the bond which is broken just beside the carbon and the adjacent carbon, that is, this will always get a positive charge, whereas the other other synthon will get the negative charge, that is the anion. One is going to get the cation and the anion. Now if you look at this ketone group which is having an anion, you can make use of the enol form to write down its synthetic equivalent, because you can make use of enol as starting material to write the target molecule, to make the synthesis of the target molecule. Hence you can make use of the enol for one synthetic equivalent, and the other would be an acid chloride. So here, since there is a positive charge on the ketone, there could be a halide ion which is going to just ease the positive charge, and hence you get the acid chloride. So these two are the synthetic equivalents. So now, when you look at the other kind of examples, apart from 1 comma 3 dicarbonyl compounds, the other would be a beta hydroxyketone. So in beta hydroxyketone also comes under 1,3 difunctionalized compounds. Here you can again, when you start numbering, ketone gets number 1 and the hydroxyl group gets the number 3. Hence it is called 1,3, and then you're going to write down as DIO, because again this is involving the carbonyl groups. So once you do the 1,3-DIO, these are examples. This is nothing but a beta hydroxyketone. So apart from dicarbonyl, you can also do the 1,3-DIO disconnections for beta hydroxyketones as well. So once you do that is the disconnection, you're going to get the two synthons. One would be the cationic synthon and the other would be the anionic synthon. Now, if you come across the alpha beta unsaturated compounds of this kind, you can make use of the dehydration, that is functional group interconversion of dehydration, and you can convert it to alpha beta, and you can convert it to beta hydroxyketone. And after this, the disconnection will be very much easier. So wherever you come across examples of this kind, that is wherever you get the alpha beta unsaturated compounds, you can directly use the FGI, that is dehydration, and you can get the beta hydroxyketone. And after this, the synthesis will be the disconnection will be simpler. Let us take some example. First is 1,3 dicarbonyl compound. Disconnection 1 means that we are looking for reaction which is the acylation of enolate anion 2. This is possible with esters or acid chlorides that already we discussed. The perfumery compound 5 can be disconnected to the enolate of a ketone and an ester. So as I already told, the disconnection of this would be nothing but the two synthetic equivalents. One would be an ester and the other would be the enol form. See, once you do the disconnection, right, you are going to get a positive synthon for, you're going to get a positive cation for this ketone group, and for the subsequent ketone group you are going to get a negative charge. So now when you have a negative charge, what you can do is you can write down the enol form for this. There is nothing but going to be the structure, is the enol structure. And for a positive cation, you can make use of OET minus to attack the positive carbon, and you can get an acid, you can get an ester group of this kind, ethyl ester of this kind. So the enol and the ethyl enol and the ethyl ester will be the starting material for to synthesize the target molecule 5. Now coming to the synthesis. See, you can use a mild base, because a mild base will always first, using a mild base, what happens is it helps in deprotonation. And you can observe here that the alpha carbon, that's the hydrogens on the alpha carbon, is always acidic. So hence you can easily make use of any mild base to deprotonate the hydrogen. Once you deprotonate the hydrogen, you are going to get back the enol form. That is, there's going to be shift of electrons from this negative charge to the, as it's already shown in this black arrow mark, and from this you're going to get the enol form. Okay, so once you get the enol form, now it is very much easy for us to synthesize or react the ethyl ester with the enol form. See, once the ethyl ester reacts with the enol form of the ketone, what happens is the negative, you can see this arrow mark, it is very easily, it is shown here, and it is shown in a correct way. The negative charge on oxygen moves towards the carbon oxygen bond to form a carbon oxygen bond, and the carbonyl, that's the alkene bond, is broken to form a bond between the carbonyl carbon and the carbon of the ketone of the alkene. That's the enol form. And then the movement of the electron goes towards the oxygen. Then again the oxygen is going to have a negative charge, and again after the, this is nothing but the conjugated form. Now what happens is the negative charge on the oxygen again comes back to form a double bond, and there is the elimination of the OET minus. So OET minus and the H plus is going to depart as the ethanol, and you are going to get the a compound of this kind. Okay, that is, you're going to get a diketone. Now here what happens is, the, you know that the acidic hydrogen is acidic hydrogen can be easily be removed. Okay, the alpha hydrogens can easily be removed from the diketone. So in ETO minus, base is going to abstract the proton. So once it abstracts the proton, yeah, there's going to be movement of electrons to give a alpha beta unsaturated group like this. Now the intermediate 7 on hydrolysis is going to give the target molecule 5. So this is how you can write down the synthesis. And this synthesis is based on the Claisen condensation. The Claisen condensation has the same mechanism. Okay, so this is an example for a Claisen condensation. Next, example 2. The acetoacetate ester, that is 8, is also may be made in this way. This time the starting material are two molecules of the same compound. The synthesis is known as Claisen ester condensation, which simply involves treating ethyl ester with a base. So here again you would start doing the disconnection, and here you can make you can see that there are a diketone in the target molecule, hence you're going to make use of 1,3 DIO as the disconnection. Once you do the disconnection, there is going to be a positive cation, there's going to be cation and an anion, and the cation synthetic equivalent would be a ester, and coming to the anion, you can make use of the nothing but the enol. You can write this ketone in the enol form. Okay, so these two would be the synthon and synthetic equivalent. Now the synthetic equivalent for the enol form would again be the ester. So wherever you come across this kind of an examples, right, the starting material would be the same molecules, as the target, would be the same molecules as used as a starting material, and you can make this target molecule 8. Now you can see here clearly that you are going to use the two molecules of the ethyl ester, and in presence of base, because we need a base, because you have to it is a condensation, right? You have to link the two esters, so hence we make use of a base to remove the acidic proton. Only once that is possible you can make the target molecule. So this is how you are going to make use of the Claisen condensation to prepare the target molecule 8. Next, example 3. Pivol, that is 9, is a rat poison with 3 ketone groups, each having a 1,3 relationship to the others. Of the two possible disconnections, B quickly leads back to available starting material. So here you have this target molecule. You can either disconnect it by A or either by B, but B is chosen because this is a much simpler method to get the starting material, and it can be easily used to get the target molecule. So here again it is the same formula that you're using, same mechanism, same disconnection. So here what happens is you are first going to disconnect the bond between the ketone and that is the B. You're going to disconnect in the method B. Okay, once you disconnect, there's going to be the ring opening. So once there is ring opening, the positive charge on the ketone is going to be removed by the formation of an ester is going to be formed here. And the other group would be just nothing but the elongation of the ring. And now what you're going to do is, at this point you're going to follow the 1,3 DIO disconnection. Once you do the disconnection, the two synthetic equivalents would be a diester and also would be the carbonyl group. So here you're disconnecting, right? So the synthons would be, for the ketone is going to have an anion, and the other benzene ring would get the positive charge. That is, a ketone is going to get a positive charge, and for the positive cation it is going to be the ester, diester, and for the ketone it is nothing but going to be the proton abstraction. So hence it is going to remain, that is, this is going to be the starting material, the ketone. Coming to the synthesis, you are going to make use of those two starting materials in presence of base. Base always essential, and we would get the target molecule. So this is how you can use these two starting materials. So once you make use of these two starting materials, it is nothing but going to give rise to 10. 10 is this intermediate, and from 10 it is nothing but the cyclization process, which is going to give rise to the target molecule. Okay, so this is how we are going to get the target molecule 9. Next, the keto ester 11 can be disconnected in two ways. One, by A, removes only one carbon atom and is a bad strategy, but the other gives the symmetrical and readily available diester as starting materials. So here you can make use of the ring opening, because it is much better, as you're going to get a symmetrical molecule as a starting material. Okay, so this is much easier, because once you get a compound like this, what you can do is, the next step would be the cyclization. So hence it is always preferred. So whenever you get a cyclopentanone of this kind, right, make use of the disconnection in the ring itself, so that it is going to be easy for you to write down the synthesis. So again you're going to do the synthesis again within the presence of a base. Synthesis, the reaction is intramolecular and hence fast and clean. Compound 11 is thus readily available and is used as a starting material for other 5-membered rings. Okay, so this is how we are going to do the synthesis. Next, coming to beta hydroxycarbonyl compounds. This is the same disconnection at a lower oxidation level, the ester being replaced by an aldehyde or ketone. So here in the first, that is 1,3 difunctional compounds, what we observed was, we usually used to get an ester as the starting material, right? But here once we have this kind of examples wherein there is a as I already told, beta hydroxycarbonyl compounds. So here once you do the disconnection, it would either give rise to a diketone or it would give rise to an dialdehyde. Okay, so these would be the starting material. So let us see. Compound 19 on disconnection gives two molecules of same compound as starting material. Okay, so the starting material would be the diketone. Again, two molecules of the ketone as the starting material. See, first let us observe the disconnection. First, you are going to number the compound. So ketone gets 1, 2 adjacent carbon and 3 on the hydroxyl. So then hence you're going to make use of 1,3 DIO. And whenever you get a ketone and an alcohol in the target molecule, it is nothing but a beta hydroxycarbonyl compounds, right? Now we are going to disconnect. Make sure that you disconnect just beside the hydroxyl group, that is the alcohol group. So once you disconnect in this way, what we are going to obtain is, we will be getting two synthons, one getting a negative charge on the ketone group as this kind, and the other would be a positive cation, that is the hydroxyl carbon bearing the hydroxyl is going to get a positive charge. And we know that whenever there is a positive charge adjacent to the hydroxyl group, the synthetic equivalent would be a ketone, because what happens is, the oxygen is having a lone pair, right? It would give its lone pair towards the carbon, and hence you're going to get a ketone. So this is how we are going to write down the synthons for the synthons and synthetic equivalents. So these two are same molecules, just that the carbons is writing down the carbon atoms is just different alignment, but they are the ketones as the, we're going to use the same, but two ketones as the starting material. Then again you're going to make use of the base. So the ketone molecule, two molecules of the ketones in presence of a base is going to give rise to the target molecule 19. So these are examples for beta hydroxycarbonyl compounds. Example 7. Some compounds may need FGI before disconnection. Mayer's heterocyclic reagent 21 is made from diol 20 in a Ritter reaction, and it comes from a beta hydroxyketone by reduction. So this is nothing but a Ritter reaction. Okay, so this is just to show you how the Ritter reaction is. But here what we are doing is we are doing the analysis for the diol. So here we are going to do the analysis of the compound 20. So here you can see there is a diol. So the better option is to just do the functional group interconversion. Means we are going to reduce, or we are going to oxidize only one of the hydroxyl. Okay, it is going to be the only one of the hydroxyl which is going to get oxidized to a ketone, wherein the other hydroxyl group is being protected. So we are going to do a controlled oxidation, wherein we are going to get a intermediate of this kind. So here you can see that this is again an example for beta hydroxyketone. Okay, so whenever you come across this kind of example, students, where there is 1,3 alignment arrangement of the diol, right, this is nothing but 1,3 diol. So whenever there is this kind of a diol, make use of the function group interconversion and reduction, and then you can write down as a beta hydroxyketone. So this at this stage it is very easy for you to disconnect, because we are going to get maybe a diketone or a dialdehyde, and that can be used as a starting material. So here again you're going to write down as 1,3 DIO, because we are going to do the 1,3 disconnection, and then it is going to give rise to 2 synthons and the synthetic equivalence, which is going to be a ketone acetone as the synthons, as a synthetic equivalence. Now, making use of this in presence of a base, we are going to write down the target molecule. So this is how we are going to make use of the target molecule to synthesize the target molecule. Next, coming to alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds. Example 8. Dehydration of beta hydroxycarbonyl compound is very easy, because the proton to be removed in 27 is enolic and the product is conjugated. So here we have a alpha beta unsaturated compound. We have a beta hydroxy compound here. Beta hydroxyketone is what is obtained here. Now here this can also be rearranged as an alpha beta unsaturated compound, because if you look at this hydrogen, it is the alpha hydrogen which is attached to the hydroxyl ketone group, which is highly acidic in nature. It can easily lose the proton. In presence of a base, it can easily lose a proton, and you're going to obtain an alpha beta unsaturated group. So here there's going to be a movement of electrons towards the beta carbon to form a double bond, and the elimination of the hydroxyl group. So hence we are going to get a alpha beta unsaturated compound of this kind. Now this is, as I already told, this can be easily used in the synthesis. Okay, and you can easily do the disconnection. That is, you can do the disconnection at the double bond, which we'll just look at the examples. Example 9. The full analysis of an enone or other alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds should be an functional group interconversion followed by a 1,3 DIO disconnection. See, first, suppose so far we observed 1,3 difunctional compounds, and we also saw beta hydroxy compounds, beta hydroxy ketones, right? Now we will look at this alpha beta unsaturated compound. See, whenever you have an alpha beta unsaturated compound, always go ahead with writing down the functional group interconversion to an alcohol, because it is good to disconnect 1,3 difunctionalized carbon compounds, that is ketone, or it is much easier to disconnect a beta hydroxyketone. Okay, because it is going to give rise to a right synthetic equivalence. So now here what you're going to do is, we are going to do the functional group interconversion of the ketone. That is, it is going to give rise to the beta hydroxy group. So this is nothing but dehydration. Means you're seeing the opposite. So it means to say that 27. Sorry. So it means to say that 27 on 1 minute. Okay. Sorry. This means to say that 27 on dehydration is going to give rise to the alpha beta unsaturated compound. See, always retrosynthesis is always you're writing down the opposite reaction. It doesn't. This means that 27 on dehydration is going to give 28. So this is the meaning. Okay, that's why you're writing the retro. Hence, you're going to write on the reverse. Means 28 on 27 giving rise to dehydration. That's how we are writing. But actually, it is 27 on dehydration is going to give the 28. Okay, now what happens? You can look at this 27 compound. It is nothing but an alpha. It is nothing but a beta hydroxy ketone. Okay, now this beta hydroxy ketone you can easily do the 1,3 DIO disconnection. Once you do the 1,3 DIO disconnection, what we are going to get is a 2 acetone molecules is going to be obtained. That is, it is going to follow the same kind of disconnection. You're going to disconnect after the carbon atom having the hydroxyl group, and hence you're going to get the acetone as the starting materials. Now this in presence of a acidic medium, you are going to obtain the target molecule 20. So this is how you are going to write down the synthesis for the target molecule 28. Let's take one more example. Here again you can see how there is an alpha beta unsaturated compound. There's nothing but an alpha beta unsaturated compound. So here also you are going to do the same disconnection. The other way of writing this is you can directly disconnect and you can write down as 2 ketone group. Okay, this also is possible. You can directly also you can write. If not, you can do the FGI, like you can write down as FGI and dehydration and then write down the hydroxyl group and then do the disconnection. Also, even that is also fine. So you're going to get the 2 synthons and this is the corresponding synthesis. So next you have one more example. So here you are going to disconnect the double bond. It is the same kind of example, students. But the only difference is you can directly write the synthetic equivalents, or else you can do the FGI. You can write down as FGI to alcohols, and then you can write down you can do the disconnection. So here directly you're going to disconnect the double bond, and it is nothing but going to give rise to 2 molecules of the aldehyde. Okay, and this on the synthesis on reaction with an alcohol with base ETO minus, you are going to get the target molecule 30. So this is how you can write down the synthesis for this compounds. Okay, that's all for today, students. Thank you.